Good afternoon, everyone, and hope you guys are having a really good time in here. This is a beautiful 3-day event, and today's time to talk about futures. So today I have designed a presentation that involves income and wealth, and it involves creating your personal income and wealth ecosystem from the markets. And yes, it's possible. I'm a true believer in that. And not only that, but I have been trading for over 20 years. I'm going to talk to you more about this in the upcoming slides. So this is where your financial independence journey begins, how to generate income, increase your wealth, because this is what's all about. It's so hard these days with everything that's going on in the world. And not only that, but with inflation that is through the roof. Is inflation going to be manageable? I mean, are we really going to wait until somebody does something about it, or we can handle it, right? So I'm going to show you today how I do it, how I manage my own accounts. And we're going to talk about creating income and wealth from the markets. Who doesn't love money, guys? Type a 1 in here if you love money. Money gives you what? Gives you the ability to do whatever you want. You could set your own schedule. You could do whatever you want, right? So money creates independence for you. So yes, have the courage to admit it and say you love money. You have to have a really good relationship with money in general if you want to be good at trading. Because if you don't love money, you get in stupid trades and you stop out and you blow up your account. That means that you're not loving your money. You don't have the patience to wait for a setup. That means that you don't love money, right? All right, so we're here to talk about that. Okay, absolutely, Z. All right, so my name is Anka Metcalf, for those of you that are new, and I'm the CEO and founder of TradeOutLoud.com, which is a trading education firm that is specialized in educating individuals how to day trade, swing trade, and actively invest in any market. I have been doing this successfully for over 19 years. Prior to becoming a professional independent trader, I come with 10 plus years in investment banking. I also run a swing trading service for stocks and ETFs since 2010. So yes, this is our 12th year since we have been around and delivering trades to traders. I also run a very successful futures trading room since 2017. And I actually have the program running since 2015, the futures program running since 2015. So we do offer a wide variety of trading education for day trading and swing trading for any kind of market. I specialize in high velocity moves. So that means that I have a precise system where I stock the trade, whether it's a stock or crypto, it could be Forex, it could be futures, it could be anything, as long as it's represented on a technical chart. And I stock for the velocity point. Once I have my velocity point, I get into a trade, I set my stop, I know where my targets are. I take partial profits as I'm going into the targets, but that's mandatory. That's not mandatory. You obviously can trade, for example, with only one contract, and then there's a different system that you can follow because you cannot scale out into targets. So, but there is a different system that you can follow and achieve very similar results. So what that enables me is to create a very secure plan where I don't have any questions into my system. I know exactly where my price entry is. I know exactly where my stop is. I know exactly where my targets are. So these are precise prices, like literally precise prices, laser sharp precision to the tick. I don't wing it. I don't say, oh, this is supply area. Oh, you can buy anywhere into this area, or I am going to offer out into this because this is like an area or so. Yeah, I agree. Those are areas and those are not exact prices when you're talking about technicals. However, don't confuse the two concepts, because when it comes to entry, you either know your entry or you don't know your entry. Okay, so that is the laser sharp. You need to have that laser sharp precision. So because I focus on these high velocity trades, that enables me to be very selective. So that means that I may take to 1 to maximum 4 trades a day. And guess what? Not only that, I'm very selective in my trading, but there may be some days where I, for example, don't have a trade. So it's not mandatory that I take those 4 trades. So I have an allocated budget, right? I divide it into 4 R's, 4 risk units. I decide based upon my account what that risk unit is. And if I don't see a trade, then guess what? I am not going to get into that trade. Okay, I'm not going to get into that trade if the market is not compelling enough in order for me to get into the trade. I'm not wasting my money. So I can have days where I take only one trade a day. For example, today I took only one trade a day. Yesterday I took one trade a day. So I'm going to ask you very quickly right now, would you rather have one trade a day and make 20 points, for example, in the SPX, in the S&P 500 index, or would you rather be in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, like a little mouse on a cartwheel, right? And, rack up a bunch of commissions at the end of the day? I mean, the answer is pretty obvious, right? You only won one trade. And if you, boom, yesterday we were done at 10 o'clock. I came on the mic, it was around 9:30 and we were done at 10 o'clock. Room down, shut down. That's what trading is all about, right? Okay, so before we continue, I'm pretty sure that you guys know that you can lose money in trading, and everything that I'm going to be discussing today is for educational purpose only. All right, I have been invited and I have done presentations for tons of events throughout my 20-year of market experience. I've also won last year the Global FinTech Award, and I have been named Benzinga's overall winner from 400 distinguished companies that are revolutionizing FinTech. Guess what? For best financial literacy tool. Ta-da! Here it is, best financial literacy tool. This is my award right here. So what does it mean? Best in trading education, best in trading results, best in services from 400 companies. I've also won live trading battles. Here's me into a trading battle, won a trading battle last year and a trading battle this year. A lot of fun trading live in front of, I think we had, oh my gosh, I don't know if I'm mistaken or not, but I think we had over 10,000 viewers live. Okay, it was really a lot of fun. Okay, so guys, do you know how much money you need to retire? I mean, I know some of you guys may be very young, but hey, do you want to retire at 70? Are you serious? I mean, seriously, I consider myself retired from what I'm doing. Like, I'm literally working 2 hours or less a day. Okay. So I consider myself already retired, right? So, by the way, how much money do you need to retire? Well, let me break it down to you. Investors feel that they need an average of $2.5 million in retirement in order to maintain their lifestyle, according to a Legg Mason survey. That's about 2.2 million more than the average balance of $385,000 those individuals actually had in their 401k accounts, RA accounts, or similar retirement accounts. How about that, right? That's very interesting. So everybody wants to be a millionaire, right? But are we doing enough, and do we have the right formula to do it, right? Well, I've created my personal ecosystem, and I have created my personal ecosystem 20 years ago. So I was always a swing trader, and I've always managed my own long-term money. So when I quit my job, and by the way, I was working for an investment company, for a really big investment company. So I know a thing or two about trading, right? More. So I knew about trading. I knew about investing. So I was very familiar with the market, very familiar with the market, very familiar to how the market works and how to invest and how to allocate funds and how to do this and that. But I saw the possibility of actually not going to work every single day and actually becoming a day trader. So I had a little cushion, my day trading account. I have been funding that account and I have not been trading it. So I've been setting some money aside for day trading. So I decided one day, trust me, it was kind of like a 6 to 8 months in process. I decided to quit my job and take on day trading. So when I decided to dab into day trading, it was not easy. Right? It was not easy because I had to give it my 100%. You cannot day trade part-time. You cannot do that. You can swing trade, you can invest, but you cannot day trade part-time. So it's a 100% commitment. I had to take a lot of courses because even though I'm really familiar and I was really good at investing and long-term investing, allocations, etc., guess what? I was very new to day trading, and day trading takes it a step further into the process, into momentum, into smaller timeframes that I really didn't know how to handle. So I took lots of courses, and at that time there were not many online courses, by the way, and I had to travel to location. But hey, I was there, I did my job, and here I was day trading. Okay, here I was day trading. So I started day trading. I started this venture, and I wouldn't look, literally, I would look back. So if I could have done this even earlier in the process, I wanted to, but I gave it 100%. My trading day didn't start at 9 o'clock or at 9:30, and my trading day didn't end at 4 o'clock or 4:30. No, I did a lot of pre-work before the market opened. I traded all day, and not only that, but my trading day actually ended 3 to 4 hours after the market closed. I took very quick breaks, and I was committed because I wanted to make it work. If you don't put your elbow grease and if you don't do your work, you're never going to get the results that you want. So I put a lot of effort into it for about 5 to 6 years. I've done so many courses, and I have attended courses. I have had professional mentorship from Wall Street institutional traders. So this is not something that, you take lightly. They don't take anyone. You have to be really good. So they take you, and they form. I was very fortunate. Like I said, to receive this, that literally put me over anybody out there that was trading, and that taught me how to trade. I was suddenly, after 2 or 3 coaching sessions, I was like, whew, wow. Okay. So I topped every single class that I have learned, and I learned how to look at the market through the institutional lens. So how can you generate an income? Because there are 2 ways in which you can be financially secure and financially free. And that is by generating an income and also producing wealth. So generating income is day trading. Day trading is getting in and out of the trade within the same day. I typically get in and out of the trade within a few minutes or a couple hours at the most. After you create your income ecosystem, right? Because you're creating your income, right? So what do you do at the end of the month? You pay everything that you bills, everything that, everything. You make your car payment, or you make your mortgage payment, or whatever expenses that you guys have, your credit card payment, whatever it is. And if you break even, you break even. Okay, you break even. But think about this. When you have a good market environment in your favor, and I'm making money, I'm printing money right now. So even in this market environment, I'm making a lot of money. So you can imagine when we have a trending market, imagine in 2020 and 2021, I'm going to show you some results that actually they're transparent. They're on my website. So yes, you have that possibility. So with the extra income that you have, after you pay off everything, you can actually take that money out and put it into a swing account or into a retirement account. Okay. So that is wealth. That is your wealth. Wealth is from swing trading and investing. In swing trading and investing, you manage your account probably around 10 minutes, literally 10 minutes a week. That's what you do. There's a lot of work that needs to be done, but all in all, the work of entry orders and scale out orders is literally less than 10 minutes a week. So we're also taught, right? What are we taught? We're taught, like, right from the get-go, right? We're taught to save. We're taught to spend less, to give up to give some things up, right? Like, you hear this on CNBC, you hear this everywhere on CNN, or you hear this in the media. Oh, cut that subscription. If you have 5 subscriptions, cut them. Make sure that you only have 1 or 2 subscriptions on, for Netflix or whatever, or Amazon, select between one or the other. Don't buy that caramel macchiato from Starbucks. Seriously? Do you think that is going to make you money? Do you really think that if you're going to cut off on that caramel macchiato, that's going to make a big impact and you're suddenly going to become a billionaire or a millionaire by the retirement age? No, the secret is to make more money. That is the only secret. And the secret is to make your money work for you. So once you learn how to deal with money and how to love money, you will have a different relationship. So I was telling you guys about day trading. Day trading is an income producing style of trading. Why? Because at the end of the day, for example, now, because we're getting very close to the end of the month, I can pull my money out, I could pull my profits out, and I could go shopping, and I don't know, I could buy, I could buy a new computer, for example, right? So you have access to your money. But if you're a swing trader and if you're an investor and you have a position, you're locked into a position, for example, let's say you're in Apple and you're a long-term investor in Apple, can you pull the money out of your account? No, you can't, because that trade is still active, right? So you're still active, you're still into that trade. So you can't play with money in and out. But at the end of the day, I could take my money every single day out of my day trading account. So why I day trade futures, right? Because this event is all about futures trading. Like I said, I love trading stocks. I have been trading stocks for over 20 years. Futures, I have been trading roughly for about 10 years, and that is for tax purposes, because my accountant suggested that I switched to futures day trading because of the taxation and because of different advantages that I get as a futures professional trader. I generate income in 2 hours or less. Like I said, yesterday I was done at 10 o'clock. So it was a 30-minute work day for me. Today was a little bit different. I was done at 12 o'clock. So that means that I had my work day for about 2 hours, but typically it's literally 2 hours or less. I focus in the first 30 minutes to 45 minutes of the day. And in trending markets, I also focus a little longer, because you can actually make more money in a trending market and definitely not in a choppy market. So swing trading and actively investing to have my money work for me. So this is what I do. I day trade to get my money and to pay off everything that I have, my monthly expenses, and anything that I have at the end of because at the end of the month, I pull my money out of the account. And this is my preference, because I have my account at a certain amount where I don't need to grow my account. So I have a standard account size that I don't need to grow it anymore. So if you, for example, want to grow your account, just leave your money in there. So you don't have to take it out. So leave your money in there, bulk up that account, chunk up that account until you have the right amount size that will enable you to have a good risk unit in which you could go in the market and say, today I made, one risk unit or half a risk unit, or today I made 2 risk units and rewards. And then until you have that, because everybody's different, right? Everybody's different. For example, if you're living in, I don't know what part of the world, let's say in the Dominican Republic, and if you make $1,000 in a month, right, that is a spectacular income. But if you live in the US with the inflation and everything else, you need a lot more money, right? So again, if you make $5,000, that may be too less. So you need to have a corresponding account. And the only way to find that out, for example, is, and the way I have it, for example, if you have, and I'm just gonna give you examples, okay? So if you have, let's say, an $100,000 account, right? Let's say hypothetically, you have an $100,000 account. A lot of traders trade with 100,000. I have traders that trade $700,000 account into my program, over $1 million accounts, and even more. And I have traders that trade much less than that. But typically, if you have, let's say, an $100,000 account, your risk per trade should be $1,000. So that $1,000, for example, if you make, let's say, only 4 Rs by the end of the month, right? So that's literally just like the minimum, bare minimum. Let's say you only make, you're at the super beginner stage and you learn how to trade and you make this kind of money, then you will have $4,000 at the end of the month, right? So that's still going to add up to your account. So I'm just going to gave you an example, because, for example, my risk unit is may be different than your risk unit. However, the risk unit should be the same for all. That means 1%, maximum 2% of your account size. Very few traders talk about this. They come on and they say, okay, here's my system, candlesticks. These are the indicators that you need to use. But in order to be a successful trader, you need to know how to position size. This is 101. This is how your day trading and trading career should start with. How much money am I going to risk per trade, right? Because a lot of people have no idea about position sizing, and this is why they're blowing up their trading accounts. So if you want to listen and you're going to see that I'm right, you're going to not to risk more than 1 to 2% per trade. Okay. So if you have, let's say, $100,000 account, your risk unit is $1,000. Okay. So that's very simple. So why learn how to trade? First of all, for financial independence, right? So like I said, I did pretty much the same line of work. I was in investing. So I wasn't day trading, but I was actively investing. However, I didn't have the liberty because I still had to go to work. I had a very long commute. It took me like 3 hours to 4 hours a day back and forth from home to work. I was working really long hours, and literally I felt like I wasn't getting paid enough, right? So I decided, so that builds up over time, and especially if you're working in this field and you see, oh my gosh, look at the potential and look how the market and look how you can make money in the market. I was, working there and investing. It's like, why would I do this? There's someone else, and for the clients, why don't I do it for myself? And this is why I came into this field and how I came into day trading and swing trading. You want to be in control over your money. I'm going to show you an example of a 401k, my 401k, and a mistake that was done into my 401k, right? So you need to be in control of your money. I don't care what anybody says, you're going to do so much better than any professional out there, because listen, they don't care whether you make money or not. They really don't care. You're just an account number, and what they see you at is a fee, right? They see you as a subscription. They see you as a fee. You want to be in control over your life, over your time. If you want to work from home, remember the pandemic, right? That was not that far way back, and everybody was at home. There were some individuals that literally had nothing else to do. They weren't qualified to do anything. Imagine if they knew how to trade, right? Customize your trading hours to fit your lifestyle. Like I said, I do day trade. I swing trade as well. Whether you want to pay off your mortgage, your credit cards, your student loans, whether you want to take vacations. And by the way, I go on vacation with my computers. I never take like 100% time off. Because money never sleeps. So I take vacations. So I travel with my laptop. I also have 2 travel monitors that I take with me all the time. So guess what? For me, money works nonstop. You want to spend time with your family. You want to spend time on you. You want to have more you time. And guess what? The best thing of all, this is recession proof. And it's also inflation proof. Why? Because you're making more money. You're making every day count. Even in this crappy market, you're making money. You can manage your money better than any professional out there. Why? Because you're charged huge fees for your long-term money, for your 401k. Am I right? How many of you guys in here have 401ks and pay around $300 for someone else to manage your money? And right now you're way under, way under. Okay, way under. Monthly management fees, $300 a month. That's $3,600 a year. Seriously, do you really want to give someone that money? Or if you don't know really how to trade and you're in and out by tick, you're going to drive yourself crazy, and you're handing up with a bunch of commissions and fees, right? You don't want to do that. You want to go for that specific trade that is showing you the maximum accuracy for the trade, for the day, for the maximum reward. Funds do not care if you make money or if you lose money. They really don't care. They don't care. Do you guys know how many funds closed doors this year alone? Do you guys know? Just a wild guess. Wild guess, everybody. All right. In the United States, there were over 26 hedge funds that closed doors this year. Okay. They blew their clients' accounts. All right. They're done. Toast. Boom, disclaimer. Guess what? Market conditions unfavorable. We're closing the doors. Done. Your money out the door. So all your savings. So imagine if you have like 5 or 7 or 10 or 25 or $50 million gone. Poof. Okay. All right. So my account suggested that, I go ahead and go to the route of 401k plan. So what I agreed on with the company that handled my 401k is for myself to handle the money, right? Fair enough, right? And they said yes, but little did I know that immediately after I wired the funds, boom, just like that, guess what they did? Instead of transferring my allocation into my TD Ameritrade account, they invested it automatically, guys, automatically. I had no idea. I was literally 6 months into the process. I'm lying. So I was like 4 months into the process. So I woke up one day and said, I got to check my 401k because I want to see. So I wasn't using the money. I wasn't investing the money. So there was an opportunity that I wanted to take, and like, yeah, I want to do it. I want to buy this and that and whatever to hold long term. So when I logged into my TD Ameritrade account, my surprise was that it was zero. My 401k and TD Ameritrade was zero. I was like, what? Okay, so I immediately logged into my provider 401k, and here's what I saw. It was down in March. It was 5.5%. Guess how much? Guess how long it took for them to close this account? By the way, it was their mistake. I set it to close it immediately. Guess what? I was hit by huge fees because I was pulling my money out. So if you are going on the route of 401k, don't do it. 401ks are a scam. Okay. Not unless you trade your own money. Okay. But if your company is matching your contribution, then it's partially worth it. Okay. But other than that, stay away. And this is my personal opinion. So this is my personal opinion. This is what I'm telling you guys. Performance minus 5.5%. If I'm showing, and in fact, you could go to my website under each service, and if you scroll to the very bottom, you could see my results from my trading, right? From my swing trading. This is investing, from my swing trading and investing, because I have an investing account as well. It's a retail investing account. I'm happy to pay off the taxes. I am very happy to pay off the taxes. I don't want to give these individuals any money, right? No, I don't. Think about this. 3,600, I'm going to do the math right now, times 30 years, that's $108,000 in 30 years for them managing your accounts. Would you rather have that money in your account? Would it be worth it for you? I'm just quick question. Would it be worth it for you to learn how to trade and manage your own money and not gift them $108,000 just in commission, let alone the losses? Okay. Just wanted to show you this. So invest in yourself. You will create the best return on your investment. Your knowledge is now paying off. Literally, your knowledge is paying off. So you're going to learn how to day trade, whether you learn how to day trade or swing trade. I don't care who you go with, where you're getting your education, but be very diligent when you do your research. Okay. Ask for a track record. That person doesn't have a track record. I don't know. I wouldn't even go near that person. Okay. The only way to keep up with inflation is by making more money. So in order to start making money, you have to start setting goals, right? Goals are very important, and they are a very important element of your success. And here are the rules when it comes to setting your goals. Number one, they must be measurable. Number two, they must feel achievable to you. So it's not some like mumbo jumbo, I'm going to fly to Mars. Okay. You must have a deadline. It is very important to have a deadline, right? So right now, what's your number one goal? And how are you following the rules? So if your goal is to learn how to trade, whether day trade or a swing trade, futures or stocks or cryptos, whatever it is, if that is your goal, make it measurable and have a time limit on it, have a deadline. Because if I'm saying, oh, I'm going to learn how to trade options, for example, I mean, how much time am I allocating myself? How am I creating, how am I planning my learning process? right? I have an open window and that could go into 3 years. That could go into 5 years. What is not measurable is not executed, right? So it has to be measured. So if you say, I'm going to learn how to trade in 3 months, right? In 3 months, I'm going to research, I'm going to take my classes, I'm going to join this and this group, make it measurable. Because if you say, oh, I'm just going to learn how to day trade, you're going to be in literally all you're going to do is be that perpetual student, right? You're never going to come out of the student phase. So this is the money in your bank account right now. Do you guys know what the interest is on a savings account? If you don't know, I bet you have to, or you probably know, but if you don't know, you probably want to Google that and you're going to be in deep shock. So inflation, recession, pandemic, what else? Who cares? Who cares? As long as the market is open, you can start generating an income and increasing your wealth. The only way to stop burning money is to make more money into the market. And the way I see it, it's kind of like too late to invest in real estate right now because the prices are through the roof. I'm down in Florida right now and prices are just doubled, are just literally doubled from last year. Okay, so everybody's coming to Florida. I mean, this is the reality, you know, everybody's coming down here. There's a huge demand for houses. Why is now the best time to learn and to earn? Why? Why do you think now, today, June 23rd, 2022 is the best time to start how to learn? Well, first of all, we're going to hit earnings season. The beginning of earnings season is going to start really quick. It's going to be right after 4th of July. I think it's going to start on, if I'm not mistaken, July 14th. You want to be ready for that. Why is that important? That is when you're getting the velocity into the market, that you're getting more volume into the market where institutions are engaged. Institutions, you want to have institutions involved. Okay. John, seriously? Okay. So when you have earnings season, so here's the thing, guys. When you're looking at the market is divided into 4 seasons, and there are 4 earning seasons, right? You have the Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4, right? Q3, which is into the summer, is a really hot, awesome time to trade. It's a little bit less volume, but you're always having the institutions and the algos present. 4th quarter is actually difficult. 4th quarter has actually the most volume in the market because people that have not been committed to the market in Q1, Q2, Q3 are jumping into the market in Q4. So you're going to get the biggest, heaviest volume in Q4. But remember that September and October are really crappy months to trade. Okay. The highest volatility is in October. And you're getting a lot of things that are happening into September that are very similar to what happened in June and what happened in March, if you guys remember how those months are, because you have to adjust your trading based upon the timing, the calendar timing, right? So what is in September that I said is similar to what we had in June? We have the contract roll in the futures. We have the quadruple witching option expiration. We also have potential window dressing, and we have the end of the quarter, right? So we have a lot of balancing that is happening. So that's what makes these months a little bit more difficult. And you have to have a style where you apply to a system that you apply for these months, because not all strategies work in every single market. Newsflash. Okay. So algos are hotter than ever, and this is not our grandfather's market. And trading is not a game, guys, but trading is not a gamble. Why is it not a gamble? Because in gambling, you get just, you go to the casino and you just bet on red, bet on red, bet on red, bet on red, or whatever you do. Now in trading, you have an allocated amount, right? So if you have 2 or 3 strikes, you can be out. You should stop trading for that specific day. Also, you have to have commitment, right? You have to be serious in your approach and, stop being that professional student. Like, oh, okay, I'm going to delay. I got to hear this too. I have to do this first. stop delaying, right? Stop being a trading room or a service provider hopper, right? We all know that there are certain individuals that hop into the trading rooms, are there for 1 to 2 weeks, and they go like, oh, I'm going to cancel because I found the next best thing. If you don't have the patience to wait and see how that system evolves and how that is about, and this is not only about my, let's say, trading room or service or whatever you offer, it's in general for everybody, because everybody's seeing back and forth, back and forth. Why do you think that is? Because individuals don't have the commitment to learn and then dive into a system and say, hey, I'm going to try it out to see if that service is going to help me make more money than I already make, right? And that's, I mean, trust me, I have been in tons and tons and tons of trading rooms. And believe it or not, I was, so before Trade Out Loud came about, I was in a trading room because I was using the trading room as a scanner. Definitely. I was trading stocks and I was like, oh, you know what? There's so much work in scanning, and this company was very good. And they would do all the work for me. So I used them as a scanner. I could care less where their entries were or what they were doing because I used them as a scanner. And at one point, you know, they approached me because I was just typing in the room and doing this and that and giving some suggestions, what I'm seeing and what I'm doing. And at one point into that trading room, I'm not going to disclose the name, but it's a really big trading room. It's even on right now. Okay, so they hired some moderators and they were told to run the trades by me before they were, because I have no interest in being a moderator. So they had the obligation. So they were supposed to run the trades by me, and I would say yay or nay before they typed it into the room. Okay, so stop with the infobasity, focus and narrow on one thing. What is it that you want to learn? And focus on that. Stop chasing artificial indicators. Try to find your niche. What is it in trading that you're really good at? And that's not hard to see where you're good at. If you have a journal, again, journal, right? Magic word. You need to keep a journal. If you're not keeping a journal, sorry, nothing's going to happen for you, because from journaling, you're going to find out what strategy works for you, what strategy doesn't work for you. So you can eliminate what is not working for you and keep the stuff that is working for you. And how much time can you allocate to trading? Depending on how much time you can allocate to trading, then you can determine and say, hey, I'm a swing trader, I'm a day trader, I'm doing this or I'm doing that. Education always comes first before you open any kind of retail trading account or any kind of prop account or any kind of account. And service comes second, right? So the most important parts of trading that are rarely discussed are confidence. Where do we get our confidence from? Knowledge, right? Knowledge. That is where you throw a chart right in front of me right now. I'm going to tell you exactly in 5 seconds what's going to happen with price action. Conviction and confidence go hand in hand, because if you have the knowledge, you have the confidence, you have the conviction, you're going to go after the trade. You have to have patience. Like I said, you need to love money. You need to love money. You don't love money and you don't have that really fabulous relationship with money, money's going to run away from you. Because if you don't love money, you're going to take all the crappy trades that are out there. Seriously. And there's no such thing as, oh, I don't have patience. Like, explain to me, how's that? Oh, I get in trades too early. Why? Because there is a predetermined entry and there's a predetermined stop. If the price action is not at your desired entry point, why would you take the trade? Right? So I don't believe in that BS, which is, I don't have patience, I'm just jumping into trades. That's because you don't love money. End of story. You should quit trading right now and take on a different career. Mental toughness. What happens if you're, having 2 or 3 or 5 stop losses, right? Regroup. What happens if you are all over the place and say one day you're risking $1,000 on a trade, and the next 5 minutes you're risking $500, and the next 2 hours you're risking $300 because you're chickening out, right? Well, you have a big problem. You don't know how to position size, and that's why you're not consistent. You have to have discipline in your trading. And if it's a tradable market, you go after it. If it's a non-tradable market, you just sit on the sidelines. You let the professionals handle it, take it out of the levels, and then you're going on confirmation. And of course, education, because without education, you're not going to have anything. No confidence, no patience, no mental toughness, nothing. You learn this. So all of these factors represent 90% of the battle, regardless of your trading philosophy. If your head is not right, you won't be successful. That's why it's so important. So trading 101. So what is trading? Is trading just a strategy? So what if I give you a strategy right now? If I'm going to talk about trade out loud, buy set up, right? Which is typically the price action rotation. If it trades above the prior candle high, and if it forms a pivot, you're going to enter it at an inflection point, you're going to put your stop there, you have your target into this and that, right? So I can give you that strategy, but if you don't know how to position size, if you don't know the context, because one of the most important things in the market is the market context, reading the market context. What is the market context saying? So for example, right now, if I ask you, what is the market context in the mini S&P? It's sideways. It's sideways, right? It's sideways towards moderate bullish, right? Because you're having lows and higher lows and higher lows and higher lows on your executional levels. What about managing risk? What happens when you reach target 1? What do you do? What happened if you reach target 2? Do you know how to manage the trade? Okay. How about entries, right? Do you know how to set entries, precise entries to the tick? Do you know how to set stops? Do you know execution, trailing strategies? Right? What do you do? What do you do if you hit target 1? Do you take all your money and run? How do you trail? Do you have a system in place? So the answer to all of these questions represent your trading plan, right? And if you're scared of getting into a trade, and if you're losing in a trade, it's because you have not answered to all of these questions, right? Like I said, invest in yourself first. And believe it or not, the first investment is not into education, but your first investment is going to go into a fast internet. If you're day trading, you need to be hardwired to the computer. Do not trade on wireless if you're day trading. I know there are people that are saying, oh, I'm trading by the beach, or I'm trading here, I'm in bed, or I'm in a hammock and I'm trading. Bullshit. That is not trading. Okay. Trading, you need to invest in a really good trading computer. If this is your career, if this is what you would want to do for your living, right? And you have to have a real good real estate. You have to have at least 3 monitors where you can watch the market context, right? You have to pay trading fees and commissions, and you have to have a robust trading platform. So yes, there are some investments that you have to make before that you invest in yourself. And of course, last but not least, is your education, because education is power. You only need to learn it once, and you're just going to get better and better and better at it. And trust me, I am teaching everybody how to trade from A to Z, from the very beginner, it's like has never traded a day in their life, to professional traders. I take traders I have actually traders in my program as students, and their advisors, financial advisors. Two of them were at a hedge fund. They came and took trading education from me. Why? Because I was trained by institutional traders. Okay, so I wasn't trained by the retail small company, down the block, or that it taught me from the basement. So investing in yourself is an investment in your future. You will get the best return on investment in the future when you will be harvesting the benefits. That means profits as a result of you making an effort today. I'm going to tell you something right now. A lot of traders may say, I'm going to start with a very small class for beginners, and I'm going to do this. It's going to be cheap. It's only $99 when it's $45 and whatever. That's what you get for the price. And trust me, you're going to spin your wheels with that little small knowledge. And guess what's going to happen? You may learn something that you will need to forget in order to learn a really good, robust, professional, institutional system. So you're going to learn something that is truly not going to help you make any money, but it's going to get you familiar to the market, right? So the keys to the kingdom, guys, will unlock any kind of charts. So if you want these keys, look how shiny they are. They can unlock any chart anytime from any instrument, whether you're trading stocks, futures, forex, options, cryptos, anything, whether you're day trading, swing trading, or actively investing. Most people think they can, take trading on their own. They can be really good, right, or become very good on their own, that can excel on their own. But how many great sports people have not had coaching? Just show me one. Show me one. On a professional level, all these institutional traders continue to have performance coaching. I continue to have performance coaching. I do it 4 times a year, and it's costing me 5 digits. It's costing me 5-digit number. Okay. And that's only for an hour, but that's how you get where you want to get. And everything that I absorb, everything that I learn from my mentors, I give back to my traders, and I coach my traders. So I work with and coach many great and successful traders. So let's get a little bit more into futures. You can trade from home. You can produce anywhere from $500 to $5,000 or $50,000, depends on your trading account. I love the comments in the room, by the way. Listen, learn how to trade with the institutional money flow. That's all I can say. You can see some levels here on the charts. They're very easily explained: bullish above, bearish below, minor support, resistance. These resistance areas represent target levels, etc. This is what you can find, and this is what we teach. We teach you how to trace professional institutions levels because they change every single day. And I'm going to teach you how to trace them. It takes a couple of minutes for one, let's say, index or commodity or whatever you want to trade. You could apply it to stocks or anything that you're doing. I deploy precise strategies at specific times and locations. There are, for example, today was a total nonsense in the market, but yesterday, based upon the news that we had, I told my traders, I said, if we don't find a trade at 9:35 in a specific setup that I mentioned in the room, we're going to be looking at 9:45. If we don't have a trade at 9:45, I think we're going to be done. And at 10 o'clock, we're pretty much going to be done. Guess what it did? The setup came at 9:45. We made 20 points into 10 o'clock. We were done. That's it. Because that's how we combine the power of timing, because there is a certain timing into the market. So we time the power of timing with the proper setup. So what does $500 even mean? Right? If you think about it, that's 100 points in the Dow. I mean, you can see that the Dow is fluctuating pretty much 500 points almost every single day. The S&P, 10 points, right? And 10 points is nothing. 10 points can be a bar now with this volatility. NASDAQ, 25 points. That's about 5 points in gold. That's 16 ticks in bonds, and that's about 5 points in oil. That's what $500 is. Okay. Okay, so take a look at this. This is close to a 400 point move in the Dow. That's $8,000 per contract. $8,000 per contract. Wouldn't you want to learn how to trade the velocity move and not pin yourself to death? Take gazillion trades a day and just take one, relaxed, and make that kind of money. Really? So what to trade? This is what I trade. I trade the indices. Day trade the indices. I trade the Dow, the S&P, NASDAQ, and Russell. Every single day they are on my menu. I don't trade all every single day, and I have a selection criteria. I don't have blinders on, because some days you may have for example, a momentum which is heavier in the Dow, and you may have, for example, a stronger momentum in NASDAQ. So guess where I'm going to be trading? What I'm going to be trading? NASDAQ, right? Trading is a rule-based system. And once you have that rule-based system where you have all the questions answered, meaning where you have your entry, you know exactly where you determine your entry, where you put your stop, you know what your target is. If the price hits that target, I'm going to do this to my stop. I'm going to lift my stop to here, or I'm going to do this and that. Once you have the answers to this, you have a trading plan, and rest assured you're going to trade really relaxed and stress-free. That's how I trade every single day in the room, relaxed and stress-free. You're going to learn how to find high-ups trades. I gave you a little hint there with NASDAQ and the Dow, right? You have to trade what's moving and what's on demand. Not have blinders on and say, oh my gosh, I'm only going to trade the M&E S&P because that's so popular, right? No, a lot of traders do that. Why? Because they were not professionally trained to trade exactly what's in play. You have to wait for a setup. Remember, love your money. Fine and precise execution, laser sharp precision. And in this market, please make sure that you have hard stops in. You have to have really good money management skills. Remember, position sizing, trailing, and all that fine stuff. And patience. Again, love your money. Okay, so why futures? You can take on a short position with these. You have the advantage of buying power. You have really awesome volume. You can trade major markets like the Dow, NASDAQ, the SPX. You can trade it for income, right? Day trading, but you could also trade it for wealth, and wealth meaning longer term, right? So you can hold positions for a couple of weeks, couple of months, couple of years or more. You have different tick values and price ranges for indices. You have minis and micros available. So again, if you don't have that $5 million account, you can trade a $5,000 account. You don't need to use a scanner because you have minis and micros available, which are 1/10 of the size of the full size contract. You have tons of tax advantages. Hence, I'm trading futures right now. No pump and dump. It's safe from rumors, no manipulation, no downgrades, no upgrades, nothing that you have to worry about. And it's a 24-hour market. That means it's a hand-on risk. So for example, if my schedule doesn't allow me to say trade in the morning, I can divert and I can start swing trading, and I can focus more on the markets that are in the overnight. So as far as minimum requirements, one of the reasons many traders gravitate towards futures trading is the relatively low startup cost. For example, it requires about $30,000 to open a stock day trading account, and you must maintain at least $25,000 to keep your day trading status. The futures market allows you to open an account for as little as $5,000, and best of all, guess what? You don't have to maintain that amount, because as long as you have sufficient cash in your account to cover the margin requirements, you could still trade the index or commodity, and you could actually have a balance of less than $700 or $800 and still trade it. So that's pretty awesome right there. I'm going to show you a difference between the buying power. So these are the cues, right? So for example, if you want to buy 100 shares of the Qs, you need to have pretty much around $17,000, right? You can see it right here at the bottom, 16,214. It was back last year, I think it was. Yes, it was last year. So that's 100 shares. With 100 shares based on proprietary move, blah, blah, you know, we made $237. Fantastic, right? $237. That's great. That's money. I don't care if I'm making a penny or if I'm making $100,000 in a trade, right? It's gain. I don't care. It's green. The other thing is that if you're trading NASDAQ futures, guess what? $17,000 in buying power, but because one contract is so heavy, this is my return right here. And this is one of the reasons why I was really sold towards the futures market, because this trade duration was 20 minutes right here. So I made $200 in about 20 minutes trading the Qs. The same setup, I trade simultaneously, for example purpose here, one contract, $2,000. So I'm going to ask you guys, what do you think? What would you rather do? Would you rather trade the Qs and spend 20 with the same buying power with $17,000? So if you had $17,000, would you rather trade the Qs with 100 shares and make $200 or in 20 minutes? Or would you rather make $2,000 in 20 minutes with the same buying power? Seriously. Exactly. So you see why? But wait, there's more. What if I told you, it's like, hey, you know what? I don't have, $17,000 in buying power. I don't have, let's say, $25,000 future trading account. I have only a $5,000 trading account. Can I still trade futures? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I don't recommend that. Frank, please do not do that. Do not do that. At least $5,000. If you want to listen to me and if you want to make a living at this, don't do that. Save $5,000, open an account with $5,000, and then start trading. Don't do the 500. This is my just personal opinion. You can blow it up in a second. Okay, but if you're using micros, which are 1/10 of the size of the full size contract, you can make $181. Guys, the last time I checked, this is 10%. 10%. 10%. Do you know how much hedge funds provide as a return at the end of the year? In a good market environment, not in this market environment, between 5 and 8% per year. I'm talking about 10% in a trade. Okay. All right. So if you want to be successful, you just got to keep doing what you're doing right and quit doing what you're doing wrong. Okay. Quit doing because you know where you're wrong, right? Just stop doing it. It's not that hard. Okay. You got it, John. You got it. Oh, okay, Frank. Okay, so if trading was as easy as reading a book or buying an indicator, everybody would be rich. But it's much more than that. It's about how you put everything together, because that's what's so overwhelming. And why futures? Well, I gave you many reasons. First of all, you can work from home, supplement your income, a limited income potential, right? Recession, depression, proof skill, control over your time. And by the way, it was a couple of months ago, I think it was in April, beginning of April, where I told my traders, guys, we're in a recession. Like all the numbers that I was reading across the board were proving recession. And I said, just wait until CNBC wakes up or Bloomberg wakes up or CNN wakes up. Here you go. Middle of June, they said recession, right? The word, the R word. Recession is awesome, guys. I can tell you right now, I made a bunch of money in 2008, tons of money in 2008, tons of money in 2009. During the transition, you're going to make a lot of money. Trust me. Recessions make the most millionaires and billionaires. Okay. So can anybody make money? Yes. If you have the proper training. We trade live every single day, a proven system with institutional power moves. Here are some reviews, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So here I am today to invite you. We're opening doors today. Actually, we're doing the launch of our program, the Power Income Futures Day Trading course, where you're going to learn how to trade stress-free. How many of you guys want to learn stress-free, trade stress-free and not have a worry in the world, know your allocated risk amount, know this and that, know when to get in, when to get out, know how to read the market. Okay. Bobby, super easy. How do you trade the whiplash in the opening range? Peanuts. If you want to make 10 points, 20 points, come into my room every single day. All right. So this program is for you if you're losing money, if you don't have a system, if you don't have a process that eliminates emotions, if you lack confidence. How amazing would be if I showed you everything, show you when, where, and what to trade. And I know learning is not inexpensive and can be a good chunk of change, but compared to the losses that some of the people made, you guys know, right? Remember, if you want to learn from the best, I'm right here to train you. We have been nominated for not nominated, we won #1. First prize, best financial literacy tool, right? So if you want to learn everything, you can just shoot me an email. We have students that are worldwide. We're going to give you access, lifetime access to the Power Income Futures Day Trading course, where we take you from zero to hero, from student to pro trader. The value is $5,999. We're going to provide you with a manual, over 500 pages of education strategies, trading plans, and more. That is $2,900. We have a limited live retakes. Guess what? You're not going to learn how to trade in a week. You have to keep on coming because I'm going to be there for you. And that's the difference between a big box education company and me. You're going to keep on coming to me, right? So unlimited live retakes that are free for life. And we encourage students to come for the retakes because that is where you're going to get those aha moments. 3 months access to the futures trading room. If you want to take advantage of this, we are going to have this offer only by the end of this week. Otherwise, you're going to get into the class and have only 1 month access to the trading room. This is over $1,000 value. Mentorship, 12 sessions, access to 12 sessions where you get to ask anything that you want. You're going to have a private Twitter feed where we are offering alerts when the market environments are changing, news events, and so on. That's also value of $997. Professional platform layout, so you don't have to reinvent the wheel, and a private Discord room for traders. Student personal support via phone, email, Zoom, Skype, whatever it is. Call me, okay? You get risk-free charts, so you're in control of your trades. And the total value of this whole package is over $23,390, and it's yours to keep for $5,999. So if you want to sign up, July 25th to 29th from 2 o'clock to 4:30, 5 days intensive. Your brain is going to be fried. I guarantee it. There's so much information packed. It's going to be outstanding. So this is a professional trading program. Remember, we're voted best in the industry. And if you're serious about trading and not dabbing, is like, oh, I'm going to get here, this is the program for you. This is one and done. one and done. So the bonus is going to expire June 25th, and you get 3 months trading room access. If you want to join, you could go to our website, TradeOutLoud.com/futures right here to sign up. All right. So that's it. Thanks so much, everybody. And if you have questions, email me at info@tradeoutloud.com. So thanks so much.